This last Sunday was our last remix of 2012, and I can't even begin to tell you how amazing this year has been for Remix. We've undergone some transitions, both big and small. We've seen some different things happen, both fun, both crazy, and to be honest with you, it's really been the greatest year of Remix since I've been here. So this last week, as I've just been thinking about Remix this last semester and praying about the future, a quote came to my mind that was given to me by Dr. Mark Muirhead. He said this: "Never be mediocre in your gratitude." I'll say that one more time. Never be mediocre in your gratitude. And what that means is never sell short telling people thank you. Never sell short appreciating people. And so I just want to take a minute in this blog to just tell all the people of Remix, all of our leaders that show up at 6 o'clock to help set up, to pray, that help in the cafe, that help with media. I appreciate you and thank you so much for all that you do. Remix would not be able to do what it does without you. And also, I read a quote, I'm going to read it out of my journal, by Andy Stanley this week, and it said, "Unexpressed gratitude is ingratitude." And basically what that means is sometimes when we don't say thank you, that's ingratitude. Even though we might be thankful, even though we might be appreciative, sometimes when we don't say it, that can be a way of not saying thank you at all. It can be very ingrateful in that moment. And so I want to encourage you this week. Who are the people that help you in life? Who are the people that have helped get you to the place that you are? Maybe you work in a business and you have people that work underneath you. Maybe you work in a school. But wherever it is, who are those around you? And how can you begin to tell them thank you? How can you begin to just be grateful that God has put them in your life? How can you let them know that you're grateful? Just a couple quick things that I would encourage you. Number one of the things I do is note cards. I really like writing handwritten note cards. I have my own little card here, as you can see, and I just made this I think in like Publisher. You can probably do it in Word, and then I just print them out on white paper on a computer, and then every week I try to just take a little bit of time and sit down and write out thank yous. I just say, hey, thank you for something somebody did for me this week, just to let people know that I really am grateful for what they do. Another thing you do is text messages, just simple little things to say, hey, thank you, appreciate you. Maybe if you're praying for somebody, there's nothing that you can really do to say thank you more to somebody than pray for them, and then let them know you're praying for them. Maybe God gives you a scripture for them. Just take a few minutes, write down that scripture, text message it to them, write it in a little note, and give it to them. You'll never know the difference that makes. And then the last thing is this: when you have the opportunity, praise people in public. One of the things that I was taught by Jeannie Mayo was praise in public, correct in private. Now, I am not always the world's greatest at that. I wish I was better at it, and sometimes you just say things in public in a moment of correction that can hurt and harm, and that's not the purpose. Your purpose should be to always praise in public. So what I'd like to do is just take a few minutes, at the risk of sounding like the Academy Awards, and just thank a couple people for their help with Remix and for really making this thing happen. And the first person I want to be thankful for is my wife, Dory. I am so blessed to have her as my wife and as my partner in ministry. She's the most amazing woman I know. Not only does she keep a clean house, incredible mom with 3 children, all under the age of 4, but she still has time to run 2 small groups, be on worship teams, and still cook dinner on the weekends and almost every night of the week. And so I'm just so blessed that she is on my team. I couldn't do that without her. The second person I want to thank is Pastor Eric Burton. He has been a huge, monumental help to Remix. Some of his ideas and creativity are really what has brought big momentum and change to Remix. If he wouldn't have come along, I'm not saying we would be where we are, but we wouldn't be as close. He had our crazy idea of moving in the lobby this summer and worked out huge. And he's just thrown out many ideas that have been incredibly creative and brilliant to help with Remix. And so, Pastor Eric, thank you for that. The next little group is Michael Reese, Philip Keller, and Ben Burton. They are like the 3 amigos. I'll tell you what, they become the 3 musketeers of Remix. Between setup, teardown, worship, these 3 guys have just done an amazing job of making Remix happen, of getting the word out, being on Instagram and Facebook. They have just done an incredible job. And so, you guys, thank you for being the 3 amigos, the 3 musketeers of Remix. And then two more, I'd like to thank Bailey Rogers. She shows up every Sunday to do our media. And I can't tell you how incredible it is to know that you have somebody that's going to be there every week to do things that not everybody always wants to do. To sit behind a computer, to make sure that the worship's all good, to make sure our videos are in place. And so, Bailey, thank you so much for your help. And then last, Amy Spratt. She oversees all of our cafe and our outreach food, our free dinners every month. And so, Amy, thank you for all your help for making the food that makes people want to keep coming back. So, who is it this week you need to say thank you to? Who is it in your area of influence, in your ministry, or at your job, maybe in your house? Maybe you just need to say thank you to your husband or wife. But who is it this week that you can just stop for a minute and say, thank you, I appreciate you, and this is why I appreciate you. Be specific. Don't just throw out general things, but try to be specific so they can know you really do appreciate them and you're thankful for them. So I hope your week goes well, and remember, never be mediocre in your gratitude. And we'll see you next week when it'll be Merry Christmas.